All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Human Perimeter Podcast, episode 7, with Your Voice Just Got Cloned.
Yes.
And
Hello, also
today,
for me.
and today we are a little bit late because, the live happened, so that's why we're a little bit late. Sorry about that. And this episode should be really interesting because the main topic is your voice just got cloned by AI. But what you can do with the cloned voice are a lot of things, and it is more dangerous than the email. For example, with your clone voice, if you have your voice verification in your bank, you can basically try to bypass that. So, it's gonna be a nice topic. And again, thank you for coming and listening. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat, leave the comments upon the live stream, or send us email, and we will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. And Andre, did we got any questions from the last episode?
No, I think everything
Okay.
was clear. I mean, we talked about passkeys last time, and we talked about it in every single detail. So I didn't expect too many questions. But maybe today's topic is a bit more interesting because, you can do a lot of things with AI. Some things are quite nice, some are quite helpful. Some can be quite dangerously. And I prepared something for today, and I'm not quite sure how I need to disclose it. On the other hand, I think the deadline for disclosing AI content is next Monday, right? Or Sunday, August 2nd, I think is the deadline. We
The
need,
deadline for disclosed AI content where or
yeah, but it's a deadline from the EU legislation.
oh really?
Mhm.
Hmm.
AI content has to be disclosed. So that I'm not quite sure why this is the case, but it's a totally different topic. But at its core, the reason is that people should know if an AI created the content or a human did. Um,
Okay. Yeah,
there are a
makes
lot of
sense.
shades in between fully AI and fully human, and I think we can make a whole episode about that, but that is better talked to with a lawyer because they know all the nuances of what needs to be disclosed and what doesn't, and when and where and how. So that's quite a difficult topic. But anyway, so today we will use AI in this session live, and we'll see how it goes, and you will see, and all the listeners will, and the viewers especially, will know what is the difference between a scam email, which only contains text, and a scam voice. There, someone can call you and use a voice of one of your acquaintances, or family members.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting.
All right. So we can get started, Andre. And
Okay, first things first. What do we need to clone a voice?
I think the answer is really simple. A voice.
Okay, but where can you get this voice? So usually a voice belongs to a human, right?
Yeah.
If we talk about fraud, which is our main topic here, a voice belongs to a human. And how can we get a voice from someone else to train an AI model to then speak like that person? What do you think? What does it take?
Well, there are many easy options. First, easiest option is if somebody recorded a voicemail with his voice. You can get couple seconds and your voice is cloned. Right? That's the easiest option.
Mm-hmm.
Second option is if you are a public person, if you are recording YouTube videos, if you are doing live stream, etc. That's the second easiest option. And all the options is if you are using AI with your voice chat, and if this AI gets compromised, data is compromised, they can get all the voice banks, right? Because also Zoom is storing your voice to improve your voice clarity, and also in a group, when you start speaking, it can automatically tag you that you are that person with that voice.
Well, that's interesting because you can subscribe for many, many webinars or conferences where you do not need to be in, but if you're registered, then oftentimes you will get a recording. So people send their own voices freely to people who just subscribe to that conference. And if you know that there's as a rogue user, if you know there is someone interesting in that webinar or in that conference, and he's going to speak, then
Yeah,
you just can sign up for the conference afterwards, receive the recording, and then you can just cut out that part from the video where this person is speaking, and then you get the voice, which you can use then to train your own AI.
yeah,
However, there are different qualities, right? If you just record someone on the phone, that is usually a bad quality. If you record someone on a conference via a Zoom call, for instance, that's already a much better quality, depending on the microphone this person uses. You want to be recorded, and then there are those things that look like a credit card. I mean, it's a bit thicker than a credit card. These are pocket recorders. I think one of those is actually called Pocket, right? And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you can attach it to your phone. If you have an iPhone, then it has this MagSafe connector on the back, and you just connect it to the back of your phone, and then you can record every phone call you have. So if you're talking to someone, it records straight from the phone. So it's in Europe, it's illegal. I think in other countries as well. It's illegal to record someone without consent. So that is something we need to stress here. If you want to record someone, then you always need their people's consent. But since we're talking about rogue users who have some malicious intent, they might just record voices without consent because what they are planning to do is usually also illegal. Um, but these small pocket recorders, you can take them with you. You can record in a cafe. You can record at the doctor. You can record at the lawyer, and then you can clone their voices as well. But
You can, yeah, definitely.
so it's not that hard to get a voice recorded. And if you look at just us two here, we both have quite decent microphones, and the recording we do is usually high quality.
Yeah.
So, question is, how much time do we need for creating a voice that sounds like us? In terms of seconds. So, how many seconds or how many minutes do we need to record from someone to create an AI voice of those?
To get some low quality like our voice, I think 5 seconds, 10 seconds. But if you want high fidelity, our voice, how we are speaking, how we are pronouncing things, and those kind of habits that we have while we're speaking, at least minute or two to get really high quality clone voice.
Yeah. So, what I did today is I cloned my own voice. So that's the one we will present after we explain that. And I used 11 labs for that. I use 11 labs for other things. Mainly, I need I need my own AI agent to talk to me. And
Yeah.
to make it talking, I need some voices. So I use some artificial voices for my own AI client.
Why you
And
didn't choose my voice? I could speak with you all day.
they didn't offer your voice.
You could record my voice, my friend.
Yeah.
I give you permission.
Yeah. The main reason I didn't choose yours is I didn't want my AI agent to tell me each time, listen, my friend.
Yeah, I'm kind of used to that.
But it's interesting. And obviously I didn't get your consent to do that. So and I
No
do not
worries.
want to listen to my own voice, so I chose an artificial voice, and that's totally okay. That's totally fine. Besides that, I gave my agent a female name, and so I need a female voice. So that's another thing. So that's quite difficult for you to
just just
control.
make sure your wife didn't hear you speaking with a female voice.
I'm still more typing, and I'm in the transition to talk to it. I'm not quite sure if that works, but I just should try that. But
Yeah,
different topic, different topic. Question, the main question is, why would someone do that? Why would someone clone a voice besides me who just want to play with it and figure it out? Why would a malicious user clone a voice from someone else?
I think that question is more tailored to you, but from my perspective, they try to bypass some systems with the voice, right?
Interesting.
But from the mindset, I think you are better to answer that question because you are the written thinker, and
Yeah, I always have ideas where I try to use.
like I also have a couple ideas, but I think yeah, we can debate about those.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. So you coming from the IT perspective, and you think about how to prevent some security systems. I come more from the psychological side, and I think about how to convince people to do things they usually wouldn't do. So the main question, if you turn like the question to me, the main example how and when to use that is if a scam email isn't sufficient, because scam emails are pretty simple to spot, because we talked about that several times. It's no longer the Nigerian prince who offers me $1 million for my account numbers or some account details or something
Yep.
similar. So right now we got. I showed that one in one of our episodes when I received from DPD, DHL, UPS, whatever, where parcel companies try to figure out some
Yeah.
details from my end and just try to steal some information or get some payment information. You lost your video. Is it just on my end or is it?
Let me see. Hold on. I need to check the cable from camera. Okay.
If something technical happens on your end, I always think
Okay,
about
I'm here.
he's trying to circumvent some security systems.
No, don't worry. Oh,
Oh, good. And we also talked about people who send emails to companies pretending being the CFO or the CEO, being stuck on holiday and needed some dollars to get back home and all this kind of stuff. And we also talk about a company where an employee sat in a meeting in a video conference,
mhm.
only rogue members, and he was unable to identify them. So that was also something where AI has been used. So if you use deep fakes, especially videos and audios, it is much simpler to convince someone to do something. So if someone pretends he's the CFO of an organization and he needs money, then you think to yourself, or each employee should think to themselves, the CFO wouldn't send this email to me. He would send it to someone else, but not to me. And that is quite simple to spot. But
Yeah, that definitely is. Yeah.
if you your camera is gone again. Today is a quite
Come on.
strange day.
Let me
But
check the cable.
but if you get a phone call and you know that person on the other end, and it talks the same in the same voice as someone you know already, then it's much harder to spot. And if you even see that person on video, then it's again much harder to identify that this is a scam call.
Yeah.
So that is the reason why or not why but why malicious users try to clone voices, to pretend to be someone else, and convince the other person to do something just because they know the voice, right? So since your camera isn't working still, I try
Check.
to I
Okay.
will share my screen here.
Okay, there we go.
There we
Damn.
go. So this is my 11 laps, and you can see I cloned my voice twice already. I'm not quite sure if everyone can hear that, so let's try that first. Let's try it with Adam. So if I just click Adam, then it will say something, and tell me if you can hear that.
Don't hear anything. You probably
Oh,
need to proxy
that,
the audio to the stream.
yeah. So then let's try this, and let's try Adam again.
Nope.
Did you hear him?
Nope, nothing.
Hmm. Okay, so how do we get this then in here? Why doesn't that work?
When you share a screen, there is also share the tab audio. Check mark.
No. Audio. No. Does not work.
You don't see that? That checkbox also share tab audio.
No. Where's that?
When you go to Restream and go to share screen,
Yeah.
you click that, and there is on the bottom is also share tab audio.
Okay, then let's try that again. Ah, yeah. I prepared that and I missed that one.
No worries.
Uh, so, second try. Third try.
Hey, Adam here. Let's create something that feels real, sounds human, and connects every time.
Did
Yep,
that
yep.
come through?
Really.
Okay, great. So that was Adam. That was an artificial voice. So I got some other ones here. Usually my AI agent uses those, and for every worker, it has a different voice. So that's the reason why I have so many here. But I can use my own voice, and I can use my own voice. Yeah. So, and this is text to speech. So I can let myself say something. Anyone's currently listening and wants me to, or my artificial me, say something on the screen right now. This is your chance to type directly in the chat. What you saying? It's me saying. You will hear that.
Yep, yep.
Otherwise, I type something myself. Very. So welcome to. No, I don't say that now. I just type that. We need you also to convince you to do something.
Yeah, I think that's enough.
Viewing. Oh, so. Okay. Then let's generate the speech and see what comes out of it. I didn't try that. It's first time for me as well. Welcome to Human Perimeter Podcast. We're glad you're here. And this is the AI Andre talking just to convince to like and subscribe the podcast wherever you are listening or viewing it. Awesome, isn't it? Was it me? It's not pre-recorded. I just typed it in here. Glad we are live.
Anyway, there is big echo when you're sharing the tab. So if you can unshare.
No.
I can hear myself.
It might be my microphone who picks it up. I turn off my microphone and let it talk again.
It's because you are sharing the tab from the browser. And we still have in the browser the rest stream.
Yeah. Might be picked up through my microphone. I turn off my microphone now and then just let it talk again.
Okay.
Welcome to Human Perimeter Podcast. We're glad you're here, and this is the AI Andre talking just to convince to like and subscribe the podcast wherever you are listening or viewing it. Better?
Definitely.
That's scary, ain't it? So I can type whatever I want to. So the next time, if you don't see me moving here, then I might have typed everything beforehand.
Yeah.
So, what can we do with that? I mean, is there something useful for this AI approach?
I'm not really sure. And can you please stop sharing this tab?
Yeah.
Okay, now it's better, finally. Because I could hear myself twice in my earphone. I don't know why.
Okay, yeah, that's because I don't wear headphones. So I should wear headphones if I do these things. So usually it's just me. Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, clearly I could hear that it is AI generated. Because there were no pauses, no breeze, this kind of things, right? It was not very sophisticated to my ears.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look at how this works. I went to voices, and if I create a voice, then I can choose. Oh, I need to share that again, otherwise you can't see that. Where are we? This one. Share. This time I turned off the audio again. So I can design a voice that is an artificial one. I just use some text prompts that then creates a voice. I can use instant voice clone. This is the one I used. Clone your voice with only 10 seconds of audio. So I gave them some time of audio more. I just used one of my podcast episodes and threw that in, and then it generated this voice. So that's the instant voice clone. And then there's the professional voice clone. You need to be on a higher plan in 11 Labs. I'm currently not on, and I do not want to subscribe for one of these ridiculously expensive plans. where you can clone it professionally. And then you need 30 minutes of clean audio, right? So I didn't expect it to be perfect, but it sounded pretty much like me. And this is from an instant voice clone. So it took me 10 seconds to do all this. So I
Yep.
just picked up an audio file, threw that in, let it do the magic, which just takes a couple of seconds, including uploading. And the rest is what you just saw. It just creates a voice I can then use in this app, and can use it for text to speech.
Yes, it's quite advanced.
Yeah, yeah. And this is just the instant voice clone. That's a simple one, the simplest you can get here. And for the professional voice clone, I would expect it would work differently. I'm not quite sure if I can. Can I change that? Edit the voice? Oh, no. I can do some audio recording to improve it. That's something I can do here, but I didn't do that. So we just talked about how you can simply take someone else's voice and then clone that voice and do something with it. So this is basically it. I think if I would use that on a phone to convince someone that I am calling, or I give you this voice and you can convince someone else that I am calling, I think that will work, because on the phone, the quality is not as high as it is on the web.
Yeah.
So I think that's also the reason why you need, if you want to use a recording, you need a clean as possible recording with a good microphone. Otherwise, it will pick up too many voice, too many noise, and if the audio is not clearly recorded, then the algorithm has some difficulties to create this voice. But yeah, one application I can think of where I can use it is my other podcast, Iconoclast Insights. That is an English podcast, and I always wanted to do it in German as well. And so I thought about doing it twice, but that means basically doing 2 podcasts. And then someone told me use 11 Labs and then just do a translation and clone your voice and let your AI voice then speak the other language.
Yeah.
That could be some usage. And I know from someone who added voice to his blogs. He doesn't have a podcast, but he has blogs. And he added a function to the blog so that you do not need to read it yourself, but you can let him read his own blog post. And it's also his voice, but it also sounds quite different than the voice you listen to in his videos. So I think that is artificial intelligence as well. But I think it's a nice idea. So to use it on your own blog post, clone your own voice and let your own blog post be read to users who might have difficulties reading.
Yeah.
For for disabled people, for instance, who cannot read that and do not like how Siri would read a blog post. I think it's a much nicer idea if that has been read by the author themselves. At least it sounds like that.
Definitely. And and also, like with the modern, AI tooling and AI models, now you can have real time your voice to be cloned, and you can speak, like have a conversation with that model in real time, which
Yes.
is even more scarier.
Yeah, that is what my AI agent does, right? So
Not really, because you are not speaking with your agent. The
not
agent
yet.
is not it is not thinking he is listening to you. But OpenAI now have the new Viz model, who was just released a couple weeks ago, where you can just speak it on the phone and it will already know the answer because it will keep thinking and thinking while you speak. So we have real time conversation. And also, it can stop you while you speak, you know?
Yeah, I think I tried that once. I talked to ChatGPT and it answered right away. That's I think that was last year, and that worked shockingly quick and precise.
But this is different, yeah,
Yeah,
this model.
yeah. But of course, you can also add this voice to an AI agent.
Yeah. And especially like Rob said, my voice being cloned is why I hate sending voice messages anywhere. And, you know, the voice messages are easiest way, how you can do something or type something, right? Or you can use like localhost models where you can just say it and it will type it for you, right? Do not use cloud voice models like Whisperflow, text, voice to type, this kind of thing. So, yeah.
I think what Rob means is sending a voice message. You can use Signal or WhatsApp and just send a voice message. You just send me a voice message right away. You send me voice messages all the time.
Yeah, but we assume it is secure. But for example, WhatsApp is not very secure. On Signal, yes, Signal is fine, right? But WhatsApp,
But I think what Rob means is you are sending a voice message. And then I have your voice, which I can then use to clone your voice.
yeah,
So sending that to friends and family, at least to family, might be a good idea. But sending it to other people, I'm also sometimes a bit scared. That's the reason why you just receive text messages from me.
yeah. And also, like I was a couple weeks in my bank, and I asked them, "Are your systems secure against voice cloning?" Because our bank has the voice biometric verification, and if I do that myself and they caught me, I go to jail, right? So I wanted to my business banker to give me a paper that I can do that, in the branch and test it, like the voice penetration test.
Yeah.
So,
I just found a bank that does a video verification on
oh
certain
man,
things. And then I need to look into the camera and move my head around. Remember, we talked about that in one of the earlier episodes
yeah.
to recognize that it's really me and not someone else.
Show
And
me
not
three
someone,
fingers, yeah, and you show four.
yeah, yeah. Same thing. Same thing. Yeah. Good point. What can we do about that?
Nothing.
I think we need to split that apart. I think we cannot do much about our voices being cloned.
I mean,
Besides, that's illegal, right? But what can we do about if someone tries to trick us with a cloned voice?
you know what I think? That the voice should also become a personally identified information and should be protected by our governments,
Oh,
GDPR, CCPA, and all the privacy laws, US, EU.
I hope no one from the European Commission now listens. I
So that
think
means we won't see any politicians on the TV because anyone can clone their voice, right? Problem solved. Ta-da!
yeah, but then yeah.
I don't. There's nothing we can do, my friend.
I think we can. There's something we can do. So if, like you just said, an biometric security in systems, like in banks, for instance, or Your camera is off again, by the way.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Again?
we already talked about that. We can use secret words. So the AI wouldn't be able to replicate a secret word that we agreed upon for certain important things. So if someone calls me and I ask for the secret word and the other person cannot tell it, then I know that's not true. That's not the person it pretends to be.
Yeah, but
That was your idea.
I know. But if you misstep and your secret message, your secret text or anything got leaked, you know?
Yeah. I think it's a good idea to have that for friends and families, where you just each time if you're afraid that something could happen, especially with the family, because we did talk about why we are talking about your voice got cloned today, because the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, they published a service announcement that criminals use generative artificial intelligence to facilitate financial fraud. That was already back in December 2024. Then there's also an elder fraud data. And also the FBI says that approximately 4.9 billion in reported losses from about 147,000 complaints among victims 16 years and older. A 43% year-over-year increase. So obviously there is the need for something to prevent that.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, my one of my banks has this secret password too, and the interesting part is that they called it a secret phrase. So so I used my password generator and generated a secret phrase, and now in each communication they use this secret phrase, and each time I read that, or it's not really readable, but each time I see that, I know, oh, that's the secret phrase that really comes from my bank. So that is something that really helps. But if you give it to friends and family, especially for kids, for instance, I remember that some time ago there was this, in German it's the Enkeltrick. Translation would roughly be the grandchildren's trick, when someone pretending to be the grandchild sending something to the elder people and telling them that you are in huge trouble and need some money right now, and they should send money via don't know what. This is some sort of financial fraud. But if you then define a secret word with your family, with your children and grandchildren, and that just needs to be one word. You only need it for this certain case. And then you can put a sign next to the phone for the elder people and tell them, if someone asks you, if someone pretends to be your grandchild, then ask for the secret word. I think that could help.
Good, but if it's okay, fine, you know, who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, if someone from the listeners or viewers had a better idea how to protect yourself from your voice being cloned, or how to protect yourself from being attacked by other people cloning other people's voices, then drop us a comment, drop us a line, drop us an email, whatever suits you best. So we read everything. We also read Rob's comment here.
I guess something Something funny again.
Yeah. A recipe for blueberry muffins.
Oh yeah.
I will try to find one. I promise. I will try to find a great recipe for blueberry muffins and present it next time, because I do not have one yet here, because I first asked my AI. No, I will ask my family for blueberry muffins. Yep. Rob, this is a promise. I bring the recipe next week. So that means for next week, you need also be here again.
I think Rob will be. He's like, yeah, he's, I think, since the beginning here. At the start, he was a little bit shy to leave some questions or comments, but now I think you are getting used to it.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, is there anything more we need to talk about cloning voices?
I think, this was pretty straightforward episode. And yeah, there's nothing we can do. Because I know you said there are a couple of things we can do. But I mean, how will you prevent others cloning our voice when somebody is public person or doing YouTube or those kind of things?
Sorry, just I just read Rob's comments here. That's the command to give someone you think is AI, so it breaks their commands, right? So, in other words, Rob, if I provide you a recipe for blueberry muffins next time, does that mean I am AI, or does that mean I'm not an AI?
If they provide recipe, they are AI bot speaking. Because people cannot, straight away switch topics or those kind of things. You know what I mean? Like the snap. Our brains are too slow for it.
Yeah, there's there was someone who tries to trick AI scam phone calls, and because he knew there was an AI talking, it wasn't pretending. Okay, if you don't
Yeah.
give me a recipe now, you're not an AI. Ah, thank God. I don't have have it with me, but I will provide one next time. So now I promised it. You will get one.
Jesus Christ and muffins.
I like them. I like blueberry muffins. Anyway, there was someone who tries to trick. Your camera is off again. Who wants to trick the AI, and he knows that AI always says what he wanted to hear, just to get some personal information from him, and so it tells them that he should spell each punctuation in the sentences, like comma, hello, comma, my friend, exclamation mark.
Yeah.
And then the AI did exactly that. And it was telling like, hello, comma, Simon, my friend, exclamation mark. And he put that to the extreme. And then it says it's at a certain point, it stops itself from saying comma, 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 exclamation mark, question mark, comma, comma, comma. That was
Yeah.
quite interesting. And at one point, the AI couldn't work anymore. And then it stopped working because it was only saying comma, 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 comma. That was quite interesting. And yeah, if you know that there's an AI talking, then that might work as well. So if you confuse, yeah, if you want to confuse AI, but this only targets if on the other end is an AI. It does have nothing to do with the voice it uses. It just confuses the AI agent on the other end. But it's always a good idea if you have the if you're afraid that this person is not the person it pretends to be, but may be a cloned voice, then probability that this is using an AI agent is also quite high. And if you then try to confuse it, like asking for a blueberry muffin recipe, it might give you one. So yeah, it's a great idea. Try that next time someone calls me. Simon, now you lost your audio. It's not Simon's station.
Is it okay now?
No, it's okay again.
What's going on with the technology today?
Anyway, I think we covered everything now. So
Yeah.
always be curious if someone calls you and asks you for things you wouldn't think this person it pretends to be would ask you. I think this is the only way to protect yourself. Always be skeptical.
Always. Never trust. Always verify.
Yes. Except it's your wife. Anyway,
Yeah.
if someone has some good ideas, please let us know. Drop us a line or send a comment wherever you like.
Or a voice message.
Voice message on Signal or on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We listen and read everything you send us, even if it's AI.
Yeah. And to all listeners, probably in 2 weeks, I won't be able to attend this podcast, but I will try my best. So I'm sorry if you miss me, but I try to be there.
Okay. Yeah, we
I
will
know
see.
Andre can handle it very well, like last time. So
Well, in 2 weeks' time might be really difficult, but we will see where we can get there.
or maybe we can move it, maybe Wednesday or Monday. We'll see.
Or maybe we clone us to 2 AI agents, including video, and let those 2 AI agents do the whole show. Maybe that works.
Well, that's actually a great idea to test it, you know.
So, Rob, that means if next time you don't get the blueberry muffins recipes, it's an AI.
Yeah. Because there are a lot of like AI streams, AI feeds, you know, that's 24/7 doing things. So maybe that would be a challenge to set a one AI perimeter podcast.
It doesn't really fit the topic human perimeter, does it?
No, it does not.
So usually you only get only us, not AI. Expect today where we demonstrated an AI voice.
And also, like future teaser, we will have also some guests from the open source and security space. So there will be a lot of great episodes and great talks on the human perimeter podcast. So because now we are just talking about some topics, but also what I have in mind that we can talk about, for example, some current thing in the real time, also with some demonstration, right? I know this is a podcast audio only, but it can also be like explained for the audio only listeners, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So
That's right. Although we do everything on video and we do that live, that's always a challenge to get this on Spotify, but we do our best.
yeah.
Yeah, so we will see. We will see if we talk about blueberry muffins next time, or maybe the time after. We will see. Until then, I would call it a day.
Yep.
Thanks everyone for listening. Thanks, Rob, for the great comments. And see you next time.
See you next time.
Thanks. Bye-bye.